Super Saiyan 3 Goku has finally been born, and he looks clean standing across from Gomah unbothered. There are just 3 episodes remaining of Dragon Ball Daima, and it seems like the final battle against Gomah just up and started out of nowhere this week. Dragon Ball Daima episode 17 picks up where we left off last week after Goku's group finally ran into Arinsu and the Majins outside of Gomah's castle, but she isn't here for some reunion with Shin. She has her eyes on the 2 Dragon Balls this group has as well. Upon confronting them, Arinsu goes ahead and introduces herself as Arinsu, of course, and says that she's a Glend as well, followed by the Majins introducing themselves next. Glorio has his guard up and remains suspicious, with Bulma and Piccolo noticing that these 2 characters next to her look an awful lot like Majin Duu, as if she couldn't draw the resemblance by their names alone. All of a sudden, Goku notices the Dragon Ball in Majin Buu's hands and states that he guesses they're the ones that fought and beat the Tamagami already. Modest Majin Buu takes none of the credit though, letting them know that it was actually his brother Majin Duu that fought and beat the Tamagami of this demon world, securing them this Dragon Ball right here, even going as far as to admit that he lost to the Tamagami. This is when Shin finally steps up and addresses his sister, saying that it's been quite a while since they last saw each other, much like Degasu. Well, if it isn't Nahare, she replies, mentioning how short he seems to still be, but of course, he's only this size because of Gomah's wish turning them all into children. And there is, revealed to her, the reason why Shin, or Nahare, and his friends are in pursuit of the Dragon Balls in the first place, to turn themselves back to normal. Shin tries to go the diplomatic route and simply asks Arinsu if they could have the Dragon Ball in her possession, but this is when it's finally revealed to us what Arinsu's true plan is. She says that she has her own wish that she wants to be granted, and no, it's not to be the Supreme Demon King/Queen. Arinsu wishes for a stronger, more terrifying demon realm as a whole and needs the Dragon Balls in order to get it done. The type of demon realm the outside world would have no choice but to bow down to. So what exactly is your plan? Vegeta cuts in with Arinsu replying, calling him an arrogant lower being from the outside. She then proposes an ultimatum though, presenting that one of her Majins will fight one of their representatives one-on-one, and whoever wins gets all the Dragon Balls. Now mathematically, there might be some cause for concern with a deal like this, as Piccolo states that they already have 2 Dragon Balls to her 1. But Arinsu warns them that if they don't accept her proposition, she'll simply destroy the Dragon Ball that they already have, leaving them with little room for negotiation. Of course, if it's a fight that they want, Goku is all up for that, especially since they never got to fight the last Tamagami. He and Vegeta get into a little back and forth about whose turn it is to fight, and honestly, I don't see why Goku couldn't just play the one game of rock, paper, scissors. Vegeta made complete sense to me here. If they've both already fought one time apiece, then rock, paper, scissors would be the most fair way to decide who gets this last opportunity, not just giving it to Goku because Vegeta fought the last Tamagami, but when your own wife tells you to just let him have it, I mean, nobody was on Vegeta's side here for whatever reason. Seriously, how does my own wife not have my back here? I would have been pissed if I was Vegeta. So Goku steps up to confront whoever Arinsu is about to send at him, with Majin Buu handing her the Dragon Ball, assuming it to be his turn to battle again, but she tells him that she actually had Majin Duu in mind since he obviously already beat the Tamagami. Majin Buu tells her that he's pretty strong though, but in her own words, pretty strong isn't gonna cut it here. When she commands Majin Duu to go and fight, he hops onto the battlefield and instantly gets serious standing across from Goku now. A showdown we've honestly been waiting for, and seeing these 2 about to go at it just kind of gave me all these flashbacks to the battle with Majin Buu and Kid Buu as well, and I'm sure as the battle goes on you guys will feel or felt the same. I swear the only thing Majin Duu is missing is Candy Beam so he can make his own damn chocolate. And with what feels like the entire first demon world watching, Goku and Majin Duu begin their battle, with Duu charging at Goku like a torpedo. Duu might be a fair bit larger than Goku, but having experienced battling Majin Buu before, he definitely is not underestimating this guy. This sequence right here is one of my favorite in the whole episode, with Goku deflecting Majin Duu's punches with his power pole. They made every single hit just seem really powerful, and like Goku was putting in a ton of effort just to keep Majin Duu at bay. He pins one of his hands to the ground, so this is when Majin Duu takes a page out of Buu's book and feeds his other arm underground, only to come up underneath where Goku was standing, attempting to grab him. He grabs hold of the power pole, and since Goku won't let go of it, he starts pulling him back towards him and firing blasts from his mouth at Goku that he's narrowly able to dodge. Goku tries to land a nice smack to the Majin's midsection with a power pole, but quickly understands that moves like this don't even damage his opponent. This is when Majin Duu uses his antenna to grab Goku by the ankle and starts slamming him back and forth on the ground like Hulk, but a little tug on this guy's antenna makes him release Goku real quick, and I wonder if that would have worked on Majin Buu. Just pull on his little appendage on his head right there and see if that's his weakness. I don't know. Seems like Goku realizes that this is going to take a little more than a couple maneuvers with the power pole to beat this guy, so he transforms into a Super Saiyan and launches himself back into the fight. The next punch almost levels the Majin with his feet planted firmly in the ground, but with Goku raising his power and getting serious now, it seems like Majin Duu is following suit as we can see steam coming out of his body. Neither one of these two are willing to budge an inch, so Majin Duu returns a punch of his own, causing Goku to back off a little bit now. This next sequence right here where they're just smacking the ki blast back and forth at each other might not seem like much in the grand scheme of things, but it's little 4 or 5 second animations like this that really add to how memorable fights are. When the camera starts 360 panning around them, you really get a feel of just how relative Majin Duu is to Majin Buu and how he's fighting with Goku right now. Of course, I don't think there's much of a strength comparison to Buu if I had to assume, but Majin Duu is showing you that he's also nothing to joke around with. Even the bystanders down below are extremely impressed with how toe-to-toe Goku and Majin Duu are with each other, with these two seemingly in a deadlock match, but their fight is soon to be interrupted as over at the top of the castle, a hand can be seen as someone is crawling to the top. Supreme Demon King Gomah finally emerges from inside his palace to find his visitors outside already fighting without him, so he launches an attack at Goku and Majin Duu, causing them to separate and destroying a platform in the sky above them. Now, everyone has their attention on who just fired that attack. Gomah enters the battle next with his little Pride Trooper onesie on, with Goku and Majin Duu returning back to the group below. This is the final form of Supreme Demon King Gomah merged with the Tertian Oculus, the third eye, as he gives his apologies for interrupting their little match, saying that he was wondering just what all that commotion was out here. Arinsu and Neva are stunned at the third eye somehow being in the possession of Gomah now, as this should be impossible. Neva goes on to explain to them that this terrifying item is said to give whoever wears it unparalleled power and the ability and authority to reign as sovereign. Even Glorio states that this item was supposedly lost during Supreme Demon King Abura's reign, so just how did Gomah manage to get his hands on it? But see, this is why I love Bulma right here. Only she could be smart enough to make this observation and connect the dots this fast. Suddenly, she turns around and notices that the third eye looks eerily similar to the eye that Hybis had on his belt this whole time, and upon closer look, she notices that he no longer even has his belt anymore. It doesn't really take a rocket scientist to figure this out, but maybe she just doesn't want to accuse him of being a complete idiot right now. Hybis has to know that he messed up by now, because upon being asked just where his belt is, he replies, well, who cares about that? And one eye is just like the next. Now again, Bulma is no idiot, so I'm sure she knows that Hybis knows something about this, but now is not really the time to be attacking our allies. Goku goes on to challenge Gomah to a battle, with the latter excited to try out his new power, so it seems like the final battle is starting maybe a bit sooner than expected. Gomah, wanting to set the stage a bit, uses his magic powers to construct a more appropriate arena for them to have their battle, shooting a beam into the sky and gaining control of the rocks and debris nearby to move them at his own will. This bit right here reminded me of when Cell was creating the Cell Games arena, just on a much larger scale, as Gomah is literally raising pillars from the ground all around them, and his power can be seen having influence on the surrounding area far and wide. Behind the castle, he's created an entire battlefield arena for them, and this seems to only be a taste of what his magic is capable of. This is when Vegeta tries to ambush him and throw a punch, but with a single finger, Gomah is able to block him as if he literally were a child trying to attack him. Vegeta telling him that if he really wants to try out his new power, then he's game, but Gomah throws a punch back at him, and even with being able to block it, Vegeta is launched into the sky with immense force, showcasing that Gomah's power is now on a completely different level than whatever they may have expected. And he's not done. Gomah chases him into the sky and throws another punch. This time, Vegeta is able to dodge it, causing Gomah to collapse some of his castle on accident, showing that not only is this power brand new to him, and he may not be able to control it fully yet, but Gomah probably doesn't even realize just how strong he is right now. Vegeta opens fire on him, causing Gomah to become even more irate because he isn't able to control his own strength to stop himself from destroying more of his castle, but when he finally gets his hands on Vegeta, he hit him with a Monday Night Raw clothesline that launches him back towards the planet's surface. This fight is legit what fighting a giant character in Sparking Zero feels like, but I just don't know if we're going to be seeing a Dragon Fist anytime here soon, although that would be pretty cool. All of a sudden, Vegeta transforms into a Super Saiyan now, but yo, I was not expecting this. Vegeta launches himself back at Gomah and lands a punch right between the eyes that does absolutely nothing to this guy. This is feeling like Videl versus Giant Orange Piccolo in Sparking Zero for real right now. Gomah grabs Vegeta up out of the sky like a fly and doesn't even hit him. He just throws him with so much force that he de-transforms back to base. I have never seen someone get thrown so hard that they get thrown out of a transformation. Vegeta finally the first at something. Finally, after letting Vegeta get tossed around, Goku decides that it's time for all of them to go in together, so he, Piccolo, and Glorio lead the charge. Bulma points out that it's not like Goku to want to fight with everyone, but Neva knows that Goku can sense and see with his own eyes that Gomah's power is just that overwhelming. After watching Vegeta get fodderized, Goku understands that this isn't going to be a simple one-on-one match if they want to take this guy down. Even with all of them attacking in tandem, Gomah easily holds off Goku, Piccolo, Shin, and Glorio as if this was just a simple warm-up for him. Goku and Vegeta transforming into Super Saiyans makes little to no difference to Gomah as he continues to knock them around, but this is when something significant happens. As Goku is knocked backwards, the pouch in his waistband that was carrying the revive and the merge bugs falls out, so with the attention being brought to this bag, I'm sure it'll come back up in a few episodes. Back on the ground, Bulma pleads with the rest to go and help them, so Arinsu gives the Majins the command that they are allowed to go and fight, with Pansy and Hybis joining as well, and even the Tamagami being thrown into the mix after a little persuasion from Neva. Now it's an all-out war against Gomah, but even with the combined teamwork of everyone here, including the Majins and Tamagami, Gomah seems to be getting a pretty good handle over his magic now, unfortunately. The third eye making all of the difference here in how overwhelming his power is. Gomah goes on to use his power to shift the landscape under their very feet as he raises debris and uses this to fight with them, but these rocks won't hold Goku and the others back. Now this fight sequence right here, oh, Daima is outdoing itself right now with the impacts and the shock waves that we get to see as Goku, Vegeta, and Piccolo are going to town on this guy, even though they still aren't really doing any damage to him, but with the help from the others, they're sure to make progress eventually, right? However, when Gomah simply flexes and sends them all flying, the entire crew begins charging their signature attacks, all aimed at Gomah, who stands in the center of them, but with a carefree face to say the least, so that kind of worries me. Now, to everyone's shock, even my own, I'm gonna be honest, Gomah creates a barrier that not only nullifies all of their attacks, but sends an even more lethal attack back at them, all seemingly incapacitating most of the battlefield now. It's at this point, while still in the smoke, that Vegeta asks Goku if he has any more of those bugs on him again, but when Goku looks through his clothes, he notices that he doesn't have the pouch on him anymore, that it must have fallen out, and Vegeta would soon pass out from his injuries. With Goku being the last left standing, Gomah binds him with his magic, raises him within view, and sends one last blast at him, but before he's destroyed, Majin Duu and the Tamagami come to his aid. Realizing he has no options left, however, and I don't know why he was holding this so long, Goku decides that it's time to finally release his true power. His hair lengthens and his eyebrows become pure muscle, as this indicates that Super Saiyan 3 Goku is finally born. Gomah's attack just evaporates off of him after Majin Duu and the Tamagami fail to hold it off any longer, but even Gomah seems to be just ever so slightly impressed as Super Saiyan 3 Goku finally arrives on the battlefield. I know he's passed out right now and probably needs to be healed, but even beyond a fusion happening, I'd be so pumped to see Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta fighting alongside each other in this final battle. However, I think it's pretty obvious that the merge bugs are about to be used, or they'll at least come up again before this fight is over. I hope so, at least. Let me know down below in the comments how you guys think the conclusion of the battle against Gomah is going to end. I hope you all really enjoyed the video as always, but anyways, Have a great day, and I'm gonna see you fellas in the next one. Bye, guys.